Have you ever been scrolling through social media and then you have this wave of sort of like anxiety hit over you and you just feel like you're not enough? You're not doing enough in life, you're not productive enough, you're not smart enough, you're not wealthy enough. Whatever it may be, you will just feel like you're not enough because you're comparing yourself to others. And I know this because I've been there. I used to always compare myself to others, especially others my age on social media. And I used to see people my age who are already so successful, who are earning six figures or more, who are doing what they want to do in life. And it used to be this toxic cycle of comparison, of just feeling like whatever I'm doing is not enough. No matter how good I was actually doing in life, it was never enough to me because there was always someone smarter, prettier, more successful, whatever it was, okay? And I feel like because I know how it is, I know that this cycle is toxic and you need to stop comparing yourself to others. So hopefully in this video, I'm going to help you and give you some tips to stop comparing yourself to others you see, especially on social media. But before we start, hi, my name is Amnah. Welcome to my virtual void. I've actually never introduced myself in any of my videos. So if this is your first time watching, then welcome or welcome back. I just want to help anyone watching become the best version of themselves and also maybe share some lifestyle, some funny content. But for now, my main focus is on mindset and productivity. So hi, welcome to my channel. And anyways, that's enough. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing is that you need to realize when you are comparing yourself to others on social media, you are comparing yourself as you are now to their peak, to their best moments. Obviously, what people post on social media is going to be the best version of themselves. They're going to post when they look their best, when they feel their best, when they're at the nicest place, maybe when they're on vacation. Obviously, they're not going to post themselves rotting in bed, but they are going to post themselves all dressed up, in a fancy place, looking happy, whatever. And if you are comparing yourself as you are now, maybe you're laying in bed and just scrolling through your phone in your pajamas. If you're comparing that version of yourself to the best version of others, that is just an unfair comparison, okay? If you want to compare yourself at your lowest and their lowest, or compare yourself at your peak and their peak. But it is an unfair comparison to compare yourself to others when they are at a different stage in life, or maybe they are just doing something that you are not at the moment. So it's just unfair to yourself. And obviously you shouldn't compare yourself in the first place, but if you do, you need to at least think of it. Think of what you're comparing yourself to. You're comparing yourself to something that's unrealistic at the moment. So that's one thing you need to keep in mind. If you ever start comparing yourself, just know that, okay, this is the highlight of their day, and I'm comparing the worst part, the lowest point of my day to the highlight of their day. That's just not fair. So that's one of the reasons why comparing yourself is honestly toxic. You don't realize what you're comparing yourself to, okay? The second reason is because there is this toxic standard of a timeline that is set out from the moment you are born to the moment you die. And society says that at this age you have to complete this achievement, by this age you need to do this, by this age you need to do this, and then you die, whatever. But not everyone has the same timeline set out in life. Not everyone might live to the age of 80, 90. Some people, might die at the age of 20. Some people might live to the age of 100. And, if people say, okay, by the age of 25 you should be married, that's just simply not the case for everyone. Some people might get married at the age of 20. Some people might get married by the age of 40. Life is just not the same for anyone, okay? Even people in their 40s and 50s could be pursuing a university education right now, whilst the rest of the people in their class might be all teenagers, might be people in their early or late 20s. It doesn't matter. Life is set out differently for everyone, okay? God has written a plan from you from the moment your soul was created, and your life is going to go that way no matter what you do to try to speed it up. And even if you don't believe in God, okay, at least believe in destiny. everything was predestined for you. What is supposed to happen tomorrow will not happen today, no matter what you try to do, okay? So just keep obviously working towards your goals, keep trying to get to where you want to be, but you'll need patience, and you need to remember that good things take time. Seeing someone else your age, maybe already a millionaire by now, that's okay, because that's how it was written for them. You might not become a millionaire at the same age, but maybe 5 years, 10 years, even 20 years in the future, that will come to you. So you just have to wait. It takes patience, it takes time, and it's not the same for everyone. And you just need to realize that. And actually, adding on to this note, one of the reasons why it's not the same for everyone is because everyone has a different starting point in life, okay? If you were to think of life as a race, then everyone will start at a different point. Some people might have an advantage, some people might be at a disadvantage because of resources, time, money, whatever it may be. And so, again, someone your age might be so much more ahead of you in life. They might be achieving the goals that you want to be achieving by this age. They might be financially or, physically or mentally at the level that you want to be right now. But you might not get to that level until later in life because they were at an advantage. They started earlier in that race, and that's okay. These things are not under your control, but whatever is under your control, try to change that. Because if you complain and worry about the things that aren't under your control, nothing good is going to come out of that. It's only going to stress you out and just ruin your mind. It's going to ruin your life. But if you just focus on the things that are under your control and you work towards improving every single day, then you will get to where you want to be, okay? If you work hard and you believe in yourself, and as long as God wills, you will get to where you want to be. Like, I fully believe in myself that if I want to start my YouTube channel, I can do it. I can get to where I want to be. And this is a message to my future self and also to anyone watching. No matter what your goals are, you can get there as long as you work hard, and you need to stop comparing yourself because there will always be someone ahead of you, okay? Even if you're a millionaire, there will always be someone with $1,000,001, and you will wish that you were at their level because they have $1 more than you, okay? No matter how good you're doing in life, if I look at it from an outsider's perspective, I would think, wow, you're a millionaire, that is crazy. But you are comparing yourself to someone who has $1 more than you, who has $1,000,001, okay? So if you have that mindset, if you think of things like that, you are never ever going to be satisfied and happy with where you are in life. And that's just going to keep you down, okay? You need to feel grateful for what you have, obviously, and you can still work towards getting more, but just appreciate what you have and see what you have. Try to shift your perspective, look at it from an outsider's point of view, okay? Someone totally random, the average person looking at what you have, would they think you're doing good or would they think you're doing bad? Most likely, they'll think you're doing good. Even if to you you're not doing good, as long as you are trying, you are still doing good, honestly, because you are doing so much better than someone who has the same goals as you but isn't trying at all. What are they achieving? They're achieving nothing. They have this goal, they have this dream, but they're not working towards it, so it means nothing. But if you have a goal and a dream and you're working towards it, you are already doing better than the last person. So keep going, okay? If you compare yourself to others, it could be stemming from an insecurity of yours, okay? For example, if you're always comparing your looks, your physical appearance to others, it's most likely that you are insecure of your own physical appearance. Because if you were happy with the way you looked, you would see other beautiful people and think, wow, they're beautiful, and move on. But because you see another beautiful person and you're insecure, you're always thinking that, oh, I wish I looked like that. Why don't I look like that? Why do I look like this? You are always going to find a way to be unhappy. So, of course, your insecurity isn't just going to go away like that from me telling you this, but just think about it. One of the reasons you might be comparing yourself is because there's something deeper within you that feels insecure. So maybe try working on it if you notice that you are always comparing a certain aspect of yourself. Maybe it's not your physical looks, maybe it's where you are in life. If you're not happy with where you are in life, you will always compare yourself to people who are doing better than you. So work towards achieving your dream life. Maybe physically, you're not happy with your body. Maybe it's financially, you're not happy with how you're doing financially. And sometimes I do understand that truly, no matter how hard you try, it feels like it's out of your control. You might be working so hard. You might have so many part-time jobs. You might be trying to earn money so hard, and it just feels like it is not coming to you. But as long as you are trying, you are already doing so great, and you will get there one day, okay? Because if you give up on the 99th day, when you were actually about to get rich on the 100th day, you would have never known, okay? You would never see what it's like to be rich. But if you keep going, regardless of how your current progress is looking, then one day, hopefully, you'll get to a point where it will all have been worth it. So just keep going, never give up. Okay, and lastly, half of what you see on social media is an illusion. So you are comparing yourself to something totally fake. And that is so stupid if you think about it. Because if I were to compare myself to a drawing on a piece of paper, everyone would think that's crazy. I would think that's crazy if someone else did that, because you're comparing yourself to something that isn't even real, okay? Half the time what you see on social media is totally fake, whether it's, you comparing your physical appearance. Someone could be using Photoshop, someone could be using filters, someone could have professional makeup done, they could be under professional lighting in a studio, they could have professional pictures taken with editing, and you are comparing yourself to that. Like, that's not fair. If you were to have all those things done, if you were to be in that same scenario, imagine how much better you could look, okay? So don't compare yourself rotting in bed to someone else's professional photo shoot. It's not real, okay? It's fake, it's enhanced, it's edited, it's unrealistic, okay? Another instance could be if you're comparing yourself to someone your age who looks so wealthy. You don't even know if that's their own money they're flexing, okay? Maybe they asked, "Oh, Dad, can I borrow $100?" And they had $100 and $5 bills and they're flexing it, but it's not even their money. At the end of their video or their pictures or whatever, they're gonna go give it back to their dad. "Thanks, Dad. Thanks for the money." Like, what are you comparing yourself to? Do you even realize? Someone could be posing in front of a really nice, expensive car, and you're wondering, "Oh, at this age, how do they get such a nice car? Blah, blah, blah." It's not even their car half the time. Half the time, they're going in front of a stranger's car, taking a photo, and running back, hoping the stranger doesn't catch them, okay? So honestly, sometimes you actually need to think about how half of what you're seeing isn't even real. Like, it's crazy to compare yourself to something that isn't even real, okay? Sometimes, you might believe it's real because people try so hard to make their fake lives on social media look real. You could argue that, no, it is actually his car because I've seen him get into it and I've seen him drive it, okay? What if it's a rental? You can drive a rental car. Maybe he rented out a really expensive car to look cool, to look rich. You'll never know. Maybe, actually, that person is struggling financially now because they used all of their money to rent that car to look cool, and now they're actually struggling. But you would never know. You would think they're so rich. So not everything you see on social media is true. And comparison is a thief of joy, okay? I've heard that quote. I love it. But as long as you keep comparing yourself, you will never, ever, ever be happy with where you are, with how you're doing. So honestly, just stop comparing yourself. And another thing that can help you stop comparing yourself is just being grateful for what you already have. Because, obviously you are allowed to feel sad, you are allowed to complain, whatever, but there's always someone who is in less fortunate circumstances than you. There's always someone who is doing worse than you, unfortunately. And so if you compare yourself to people doing worse than you instead of people doing better than you, then you will feel so much more grateful. Obviously, it's not a reason to compare yourself to someone doing worse than you and say that, "Oh, look at them, look at me." It's not a reason to feel proud and to boast, but it's a reason to feel grateful for what you have. Instead of always wishing for more, focus on what you have. How amazing are you doing already? Just honestly, there is someone who died to be in the position you are in right now, okay? There's someone breathing their last breath who wishes that they could live life like you. They could live as long as you. There's someone in the hospital wishing that they could move freely around like you, that they were healthy like you. There's always someone who is wishing that they were in your shoes and you're not even being grateful for it. Like, that's just so sad. So sad. You need to be grateful for what you have. And lastly, if you are going to compare yourself, the only person you should be comparing yourself to is you yesterday, okay? The only person you need to compare yourself to is you. How was I doing yesterday versus how am I doing today, okay? And maybe there's not a big difference, but think about it. How was I doing a year ago versus how am I doing now? Would I want to be in the position that I was in a year ago? And if you said no, then that's great. That means you are already improving. So why are you comparing yourself to others who are living totally different lives in different circumstances when you need to compare yourself to you? How much have you grown? How much have you achieved? How much have you done? That's what you need to see. And if you compare yourself to your past self, you will actually appreciate and actually see how much you have grown, how much you have achieved, how great you are doing, okay? Most likely. And if you are not doing better than you were a year ago, that's okay. Because if you could have been doing that good a year ago, who's to say you can't do that good again? You know, you can do that good and you can do even better. So just keep going. Don't let anything stop you. Don't let anyone stop you. And always appreciate what you have instead of comparing yourself to people doing better than you. Okay? Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye.